Greetings, all. A different day, as you can see. Today is surprisingly, well, no, not surprisingly. We get these days occasionally. Most days, the altitude where we are living, it's very cool. Today, it is hot. And it's kind of humid above all. But still a fantastic day. I could be living in a place where it's freezing. So, I'm happy to be in a place where I don't have to worry about the snow and the cold weather. But anyway, I don't normally, I try to stay away from the subject of religion because it's useless to me. It's useless for pretty much every purpose of living. And let me say this, it's the difference between religion and law. You see, there's the law which warns you about performing certain acts or making certain statements that can cause harm. And then there's the religion that people believe now, whether it's factual or not. It's a belief. And every day, somebody, somewhere on the planet uses religion to harm somebody else. And above the average person, there's the teacher, the one who teaches this religion, who demand that you follow him because he is the mouthpiece of the God he believes in. He is there to tell you what God said, the God he never saw, never met. All right? He is, this God never came to you say something. It says, this is what I have said. Never came to, the world has 8 billion people. And if you ask all 8 billion of them, have you seen God this morning? No. But here is this man who wants to tell you that he read somewhere that God said, that somebody says that God says. You know how many laws on the planet says you have freedom to perform certain acts. And the president of all these countries say you have the freedom to do that. And when you do them, you get called to court and prosecuted, and the president don't come and say, hey, he has the freedom to do that. He allows you to go to jail for it. I said all of that to say this. This is like my preamble, I guess. I've been seeing these videos online, and one of them, everyone is a reaction to Ibrahim Traore, one of the presidents of AES, Burkina Faso. He made a speech about, actually, when I listened to it, it's trying to lift up his country. Trying to say, look, we need certain things. We want our people to improve. We want our country to grow stronger. We want to feed our people. We want to build certain things that are going to benefit our people. And in it, he incorporates kind of like what's actually happening and what he would like to see happen. He would like to see people become engineers and doctors and lawyers and things that are going to benefit Burkina Faso. But instead he said, look, I see people who are being taught religion instead of being taught engineering. And man, it set the world on fire. Even the French are saying he hates Muslims. But we know why the French are saying that, because the French want to stir up issue and make his own people throw him out, because his decisions and the people who are working with him, their decisions are moving Burkina Faso and AES away from French control. And the French people are dying. The food from Africa that they used to get for free and they had to pay for now is costing the lives of French people. Not only the French people, all of the Europe, because the French used to take it for free and then sell it to their brothers and sisters in Europe. They make a profit and then feed the rest of puppet master kind of thing. But then there's the Africans. A lot of them Muslim. And they are livid. Instead of saying to themselves, well, you know, it's almost like they can't read. They just hear, they go to Friday prayer and they hear the imam says, this man is attacking Muslims. They hear the French people who they worship say, this man is attacking Muslims, so they jump up and start talking. No comprehension. The ignorant. That's why I warned you about Africans. I told you, you're going to have about 20% of the Africans that you meet who are going to say, welcome home, brother. Here, let me help you. 20% who are not going to have something that costs 10 cents and want you to pay $1 for it because they want to take everything from you and leave you starving. But there's that 80%. There's that 80%. Can you imagine that? 80%. And supposedly you read in the Western newspapers about how Nigerians especially are the most educated on the planet. But at the same time, Nigeria is the most corrupt. And I shouldn't use that word because it's a useless word now. Because when you call a Nigerian corrupt, it's like he's proud of it. Because corruption means that he's got money. No matter where he got it from, whether he steal somebody, kill somebody for it, he's got the money. And that's not just Nigerian, it's all over Africa, from Kenya, Morocco, Egypt, South Africa, Cameroon, Congo, Chad, West Africa, Senegal, all of them. Africans everywhere should be able to see what is going on in Africa. But see, when you got this religion in your head, it makes you crazy. You can't reason. You can't see facts. The truth is standing right in front of you. You can't see it. These same Muslim people, these same Arabic people are fighting each other, killing each other. You got Arabians killing Yemenis. You got the UAE, weapons in Sudan, destroying Sudan. All of them, they joining Israel, the Abraham Accords, to kill the Palestinians, to murder, to just clear the land, remove every Palestinian, every Jordanian. Even they're thinking about Turkey now. And if you know who Turkey is, if you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite, I hope you know what part Turkey plays in our, I wouldn't even say culture. Well, yeah, culture. And our family. Most of you don't know. Not today's Turkey, not today's Turks, I said, people, but in the land itself. The Hittite people who were the foundation of the nation of Turkey. The Hittite people. But you got Arabs whose religion is pushed into Africa. I mean, destroying Africa. And you got African converting. I've met converting to their, oh, you can't even call it, look, their colonialist way of life. They are colonizing Africa by the gun or by religion. I've met Africans everywhere I've gone across Nigeria, Ghana, Gambia, Senegal. The same pattern. You're going to the country or city and meet one person from that place. He cannot sign his name in his language. You ask him to sign his name on a receipt. He signs it in Arabic. When I first started seeing the videos, I started laughing. It was funny. To me, it's still funny because it's there's a line in the Bible that says, "Don't throw pearls to swine." Because the swine can't tell whether it's valuable or not. The religious people are attacking a man for saying, hey, we need doctors and lawyers and people who don't write laws in Burkina. This is our land, not Arabia. Sharia law is for Arabia. Sharia law is for the people who believe, the Arab people. You want to practice it at home? Okay. But we also want you to become an engineer so you can help build Burkina Faso. But instead of listening to what the man says and say, you know what? Yes, I see now that I can help. I can do this. The people are threatening to kill him. You gotta laugh or cry. I prefer to laugh because I'm not gonna cry for a fool. I refuse to cry for a fool. A righteous man, a wise man, when he falls, I cry for him. But not a fool. For every one of you who thinking about going to Africa or who live in Africa, please beware. And when I say beware, be wary. And when I say be wary, I mean watch yourself. Be always watching. That smiling face is waiting his turn to destroy you, to harm you. Don't shy away from it, because once you're righteous, when I say righteous, once you can see in the face of a man and say he's smiling, what does he have planned? And it becomes automatic. You don't have to be shying away from stepping back. You can stand in front of him and your eyes are automatically watching his eyes, his face, his hands, his feet. When he moves, his movement is automatically registered as being friend or foe. Not in anger, because you have to be ready to accept. If he says, brother, here's a piece of bread, If he offers you a piece of bread and you're hungry, you take it. And you also offer him something that he wants or needs, not want, but need. Because he's recognizing a need in you. You may not want, you might not come up to him and ask him for bread because you were saying to himself, he's poor. He can't afford to feed me. But some people, even in the lack of wealth, are still good people. I went to Dominican Republic. this, I'm sitting in a restaurant, order breakfast, and when I go to pay, the lady sitting beside me with her son. I went to pay, and the waiter said to me, "No, it's okay. Somebody paid for you." I said, "Who?" I said, "No, he wouldn't want to tell me his name, but I." And then I was so shocked that this lady paid for my breakfast. I'm speaking English now, and when you travel and you're speaking English, everybody thinks of you as being wealthy. Wealthy. You come from America, you're rich. This lady paid for my bread. She was well dressed. Her son was well dressed. And that stays with me as I travel around the world. I never look down on people. If I see something that needs to be done, I do it. The funny thing is that changed me because I had living in New York City. You always get accosted by people, who want the money. And one day I'm walking 42nd Street, one night actually. And I went into a store and this guy standing outside says, "Give me some money to buy something to eat." So I thought, "Come on to the store, I'll buy you what you want." The guy started cussing me. He said, "I asked you for money. I didn't ask you to buy me something to eat." And from that day on, I swore never to give somebody anything again. And that day in the Dominican Republic, I changed. My heart changed again. So you know what? You can't let that keep you from seeing the good in people. So what I'm saying is I'm not trying to make you not see the good in people. I'm just saying you have to watch your back because there's that 20% and there's that 80%. And 80%, if you're standing in a group of people, all right, if you're walking in the market in Nigeria or Ghana, there are always a million people in that market, especially in Lagos. I mean, so imagine 20% of those people hidden among the other 80%. 60% of that 80%, well, 80% of that 80% is like 100 of the people who you don't want to mess with. But 60%, 80% of them will not snatch your wallet, your cell phone, all that, knock you down. 20% of them will knock you down and snatch your wallet. But the others around them, when you're down, is gonna pick your pocket and walk away and leave you there. They're not bad enough, you say, to hurt you, but they're bad enough to take you what you got after you've been hurt. Somebody from that 20% now is gonna have to come along, pick you up, and clean you up. See, if you get known, if your face gets known as somebody who's good at heart, if you become known, then everybody will know you. If you live in a community where you always help people, there's somebody who's going to come to rob your house. But there's always somebody who's going to come and tell you, I know who did it. Anyway, I just want to tell you the story. Like I said, I have to laugh. Africans, I mean, especially the Muslim who believe in the Muslim, the Arabian, who think they're Arabs. Here they are trying to eviscerate a man who wants to make them into something that the world doesn't see as useless. As I told you before, there's this program that they call that in which they name black people useless eaters. %60%. That is 3/4. That's what they estimate will take killing off to bring the world into balance. But still, an African, you go rather beg to Europeans rather than build his own. And anybody come to tell him build his own, he wants to hurt you. So I always say, what I told you is not to make you fearful. Information is good for knowledge and wisdom. It makes you see things, teaches you what to do when you come up against an obstacle. There's always a way around it, or under it, or over it. And when you have the knowledge and the wisdom to do that, you're always happy. Have a great day wherever you are. Peace.